Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew Hester, and welcome to a new series where I try to help maybe some of you who are in a similar position, or, well, I just try to give tips because of my own experiences. Um, so I got a call from my mom yesterday at work telling me that my great grandmother, who's going to be 91 tomorrow, yesterday they found a tumor on the underside of her skull compressing against her brain, and she's basically lost all motor functions and can't even use her phone or doesn't know what the buttons do because she is starting to get dementia. But the point of this series is, even though yes, something traumatic is happening, because I'm 23 and I have a great grandmother still living, and not many people can say that they've had that at 23, and even less can say they've had a great grandmother or they knew their great grandparent. And so I'm not taking any of that for granted, even though it's I I don't know what to say, but the way I'm trying to deal with this, as I was talking to my dad about it yesterday, I've spent most of the time between finding out and now, even though I still am a bit down about it, but I've spent a good part dealing with it my own way, while my normal process of dealing with something like this, even with my grandfather on my dad's side, um, basically what I've noticed is I deal with it sooner alongside my dad's side of the family. Like, like my dad's side of the family, when we found out that Grandpa had passed away, we we were obviously we cried after we found out, but the days leading up to the funeral, and some of you remember me having to take a week hiatus going to that, even though I didn't know the internet was going to be that crappy, so I couldn't upload, even though I had pre recorded a bunch of stuff, but that's beside the point. But so basically, the events leading up to the funeral, it was all laughs, cheers, like, hey, how's it going? Like, seeing cousins I hadn't seen for years, and which kind of surprised everyone considering I'm taller than all of them. But yeah, they're all short. But and then right at the funeral is when we really let it loose. So my way of dealing with it, I've already gotten past kind of the grieving stage in a way, while when I know she passes away, I'll get depressed even more, and then the time between the funeral, I'll be my normal self for the most part, but um and then the funeral, obviously I'll really let loose, but um really I'm not quite sure how to say to deal with it. Um I will say though that the Battlefront episode that you're going to see today, which is me dealing with the Battlefront waves, um I do it on hard, but I didn't do one of the accomplishments or achievements, whatever you want to call it. But I wanted to test if I was still able to do recordings, and even after finding out that she has the tumor and it's inoperable, I was talking to my mom for a good 10 minutes because again I was at work, but so basically I found out that they can't do anything because of her advanced age. So old age is old age sucks. But I'm not the way I'm getting past this is I'm not dwelling on the fact that I'm about to lose someone who I was a bit close to, so much as remembering all the good things that have happened between us. Like, I'm 23 and she's still alive, and so I'm not taking that for granted. And well, let me show you something. This is the quilt she made me when she was in her 80s. Again, it's things like this that are kind of helping me get through this, because I've noticed a lot that the more you dwell on something, the more depressed you get. Like, I'm sure you guys heard it in the Space Engineers video, but basically what's going on with Paris, yeah, it's a tragedy, but if we keep dwelling on something like that, even though, yeah, it is a tragedy and my heart feels for the victims, um, it's just the more we dwell on something, the more it affects us. So if we remember all the good times we've had, like for me, this is probably the single best gift that I got from my great grandmother, and she made this in her 80s. So, well, with my great grandfather, I have a ring that I got from him that finally fits my index finger. Yeah, he had big fingers. Look at this. It won't fit the. Good grief, when did my fingers get fat? But it finally fits my. Can it fit my ring finger? Yeah, look at that. A little loose, but almost there. Anyway, see, it's things like this that put me in a better mood, so I don't dwell on it and have it affect me in negative ways. So, like, I was gonna record this earlier before I went to bed, but I was getting a little too teary-eyed. But so I am still trying to deal with this in my own way. So if I don't talk to you in Steam or email, it's not that I'm avoiding you guys. It's right now I'm dealing with this in my own way. And for me, even my dad knows that I need to deal with things in my own way. I actually heard him come downstairs earlier because I didn't go to bed because, well, I tried to go to bed, but I tossed and turned for an hour and then gave up. And before he went to work, he came down, and I have a curtain covering the door because it's sliding. It's pocket doors, so they slide in and out. And I could see between his, well, under the curtain, because I have one of the doors open because it is hot in here with the damn heater on. But I noticed he came down and he went like this with the curtain, and I could see him out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't make eye contact to make it seem like I didn't notice. But, like, even he knows that the way I deal with things is I kind of, as he puts it, veg out or play a lot of video games and deal with it my own way. He didn't say anything. He just went like this, checked on me, and went off to work. But the point of this series is to kind of give you a few tips on how to basically deal with things like this that will bring you down. And for me, my great grandmother, yeah, we were very close. And although we kind of drifted a little because she moved away to Missouri instead of being just a few minutes drive over in Iowa and Council Bluffs. But and another happy memory I have is my great grandfather. He passed away a few years ago, but I don't know many people who can say that they've golfed with a great grandparent, and he and I golfed every summer up until he passed away in April a few years ago. So happy memory happy memories like this are what helped me out, and I hope they help you out. But bottom line, don't think about the negatives about what's going on with something or with someone. Sorry. Because it'll affect you negatively, and they'll see it in your face that they know that what's happening to them is affecting you, even though they may already know that. But if you stay strong and show them that, hey, how's it going? Instead of just walking up and bawling your eyes out. Basically save the tears for the funeral and the actual event when something tragic does befall them. But I know there's other depressing news that someone could get, but I'm just sharing my own personal experience right now, and I hope it helps you guys. So I still intend to if I can English, intend to record more space engineers, hopefully today, depending on if Sergeant Secure are online. But, because, like I said, I have my own way of dealing with this, and so long as I don't think about what's happening right now, I won't be affected. But I know after I call her tomorrow, because it's her birthday and she's living with my grandfather and grandmother, so I'll call them so they can talk to me about what's going on. But basically, well, I have a lot more to think about on my vacation, but as my I didn't mention it before with my grandfather's funeral on my dad's side, but my aunt kind of pretty much summed it up with death is inconvenient. Yeah, I'd say old age is inconvenient. But again, that's just how my dad's side of the family deals um, with traumatic news like this. Basically, we kind of resemble. I'm not sure quite how to describe it, but I'm drawing this out longer than I need to, and I need to do something that'll get my mind off this. But hopefully there's not too many videos in this series, but at the same time, the more of these that I can do, I will. And if there's anything that you guys want me to kind of share with how I get through some of my own depression, because I still do, and I fight that. Well, I'm fighting it now. But if there's something that's affecting you and I have experience, then I'll do another video on this. But otherwise, this is kind of the series where it's depressing in itself, but we'll see. But the whole point of this is more for me trying to say, here's how I'm doing with this, and I hope it helps you guys get through it. But another thing that also helps is laughing, because at my grandfather's funeral, when my dad delivered his eulogy, and it's actually, he cracked the joke that, I said the joke that because it was in February, it was still 40 degrees outside, but he still goes, a shame we can't wear shorts, it's so nice out. Which was surprising for February, but hey, welcome to the Midwest. But it was like, yeah, I'm kind of crying, but he cracks the joke and I laugh and my tears went away. So that's pretty much the whole point of the channel. Well, the main point. I'm starting to branch off into, things like this where, hey, Um, there are better days ahead. That's basically the main point of fighting depression. So, but I've been talking for long enough, so I'm gonna let you guys go hit the big red X over there and go, I don't know, watch someone entertaining. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helps you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.